90-Day Fiancé exposes disturbing Shekinah Garner behavior amid huge Sarper Güven relationship update. Shekinah Garner from 90-Day Fiancé has been indulging in some toxic behavior in her on and off relationship with Sarper Güven ahead of their wedding. Shekinah and Sarper are currently appearing in 90-Day Fiancé Season 11. He had a terrible reputation following his The Other Way debut because of his past involving 2,500 women. Sarper was also controlling and did things like tracking Shekinah's weight and diet. Sarper changed his ways for Shekinah ahead of his US move, but the tables turned, and Shekinah revealed that she's just as controlling when the ball is in her court. ET shared a preview of the next 90-Day Fiancé Season 11 episode, which shows Shekinah telling the producers about their latest argument. Shekinah and Sarper were supposed to get married, and a day before their wedding, he left the house without telling her. While thinking about where he could have possibly gone, Shekinah recalls that she put an AirTag on his keychain. "I put an AirTag on Sarper's keychain because if he loses his keys we need to be able to find them," Shekinah tells the producers with a sneaky smile. However, when the producers prod her to tell them the real reason she put an AirTag on his keychain, she reveals that it's because he doesn't share his location with her on maps. Shekinah believes that it is suspicious and shady if a person is against sharing their location in a relationship. What Shekinah's toxic behavior says about relationship with Sarper. Shekinah's lack of trust could ruin the wedding. Shekinah knew Sarper had never been in a serious relationship before her. Even in his 40s, he seemed unsure how to act around women. He claimed to have slept with thousands of partners, keeping a tally of them in a notebook. Most, he said, were women he met while working as an exotic dancer. Sarper even collected empty alcohol bottles in his apartment as trophies to remember his dates. Concerned about his past, Shekinah banned him from training female clients at work. Though hesitant, Sarper eventually gave in when Shekinah pushed him to make their relationship Instagram official. Shekinah is about to marry Sarper, but with just one day left, she still doesn't trust him. She may have made a mistake agreeing to the wedding, especially since it meant uprooting Sarper from his home. By tracking Sarper's location, Shekinah is violating his privacy and coming across as controlling or manipulative. If Sarper finds out, he may never trust her again. This breach of trust could push him to call off the wedding altogether. He already seems to have cold feet, which might explain why he left the house without telling her. Our take on Shekinah tracking Sarper through GPS. Shekinah didn't appear to ask for Sarper's permission before secretly placing an AirTag in his keychain. He was already unhappy in America, especially since he couldn't work, and admitted to feeling depressed. Shekinah's actions reflect her deep insecurity and a lack of open communication in the relationship. Her need to track him without his knowledge raises red flags. Even if they go through with the wedding on 90-Day Fiancé, the trust issues between them suggest the marriage won't last and could likely end in divorce. The foundation of their relationship already seems shaky. Shekinah Garner and Sarper Güven marry in bed for 90-Day Fiancé's 90th wedding, exclusive. "We found the idea of marriage so scary, so we thought why not make it less scary and do our vows where we are most comfy, in bed?" Shekinah tells. By Ashlyn Robinette and Emily Strone, published on June 16, 2025, 9:24 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. 90-Day Fiancé. The Other Way stars Shekinah Garner and Sarper Güven got married in bed on November 11, 2024. The wedding, or as they say, bedding, marks the 90th wedding in 90-Day Fiancé history. Getting married means forever to us. It means meeting every phase of life together from here on out, good and bad, the couple tells. The couple, who met in Turkey and got engaged during Season 5 of the hit TLC series, got married on November 11, 2024, at the Mondrian's penthouse in West Hollywood in what they're calling a bedding, yes, a wedding in a bed. "We found the idea of marriage so scary, so we thought why not make it less scary and do our vows where we are most comfy, in bed?" Shekinah tells. "We spend an insane amount of time in bed, and believe it or not, we actually don't have a dining room table to eat at, so we eat all of our meals in bed," she explains. "We binge watch our favorite shows there, work on our laptops from there, nap there every day, and, of course, we love to gossip and have our pillow talk in bed." The pair's unconventional yet elegant ceremony marks a major milestone in the franchise as the 90th wedding in 90-Day Fiancé history. No guests were in attendance, apart from the camera crew who filmed the wedding for 90-Day Fiancé Season 11, Episode 18. Just because the reality television star was getting married in bed doesn't mean she wanted it to look like she just rolled out of bed. She wore a white lace mini dress with a nude corset from heiress Beverly Hills. I found it when scrolling on Instagram, and I loved the way it was giving both bridal and lingerie, perfect for a bed wedding. Shekinah shares. It's not expensive, but it is unique and I felt beautiful in it, and that's what mattered most. Sarper also showed some skin wearing a black, sleeveless vest. Although the groom wore tuxedo cufflinks and a bow tie, he skipped the undershirt and chose to expose his tattooed chest. The couple's room also needed to match the vibe. Shekinah's cousin, Courtney, served as the wedding planner. She helped spice up the decor, which originally wasn't the bride and groom's taste but was one of the only hotels that allowed filming. I love opulence and glamour, so the chandeliers and flowers were everything. Shekinah says. It was important that it didn't feel casual and sloppy, no slippers or messy hair, she continues. I wanted it to be in bed but feel elegant and classy. I wanted the cityscape of Los Angeles in the background and chandeliers above us. I wanted a breeze coming in to give a light and airy feel to the room. J'adore les fleurs provided the prettiest blooms, and the couple's late grandmothers were honored through the flower selections. Sarper's grandmother, Sevim, loved roses while his other grandmother, Muzo, loved lavender, so both florals were included in the arrangements and bridal bouquet. Orchids were also incorporated to honor Shekinah's grandmother, Laverne. The bride also wore her ring to feel her presence. Nearby was a framed letter from Sarper's father, who wrote a beautiful letter to Shekinah, asking her to take his son in marriage and love him for the rest of her life. It was really important that we get married on November 11th, Shekinah notes. Those are my angel numbers, I see them everywhere all the time. That date just happened to fall toward the very end of the 90-day time period for our fiancé visa. We were lucky that it was just within that time frame, barely. Also, the year 2024 was the year I wanted to get married because 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 is equal to 8. 8 is the eternity symbol. While Shekinah wrote her wedding vows in advance, Sarper decided to say his feelings in the moment, which resulted in meaningful and moving sentiments from his heart. Because wedding officiants were declining left and right after discovering the ceremony was taking place in bed, the couple decided to not tell their officiant, Chris Robinson, about the location until it would be too late to back out. He was great, Shekinah says. He hid his shock well and went through the motions in good spirit and was very professional. Shekinah and Sarper sliced into a cream-colored wedding cake from Cake Studio LA decorated with their matching initials SG in gold on one side, and their wedding date 11/11 on the other. The vanilla chiffon cake was praline flavored with layered hazelnut toffee caramel meringue buttercream. Getting married means forever to us, the couple says. It means meeting every phase of life together from here on out, good and bad. We are committed to loving each other for a lifetime and honored to be chosen by the other. We truly feel meant to be. The pair are excited to build a life together, such as purchasing their first home and adopting many pets, including dogs, cats and goats. Professionally, Sarper will pursue comedy while Shekinah is working to establish herself in the beauty industry. We dream of having the biggest, most comfy bed in the future to spend lots of time in and make new memories in. Shekinah says.